the nosebleed section.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Barndo. Here we are with an ACA, Aussie Clan Alliance recap for the week of MLCW. Fairly certain, I'm 98% certain that it is week 7 that I'm recapping. Very hard to track. I'm fairly certain they're 1 week in front of CWL. So we're looking at week 7, 42 to 41. Percentages very similar, only 0.3 in difference. Now, where did that come from? 57% 1 star versus our number 1 here on Hyde Goon's side, Ragnarok. Now you can see that was by a Town Hall 10. What was he doing? If he had have got a little bit more percentage in the second star, he could have stolen the win. So let's have a look at some statistics. We can see all the attacks used both sides. It was 6 to 5 on the Fresh Town Hall 9 versus 9 count. 9 versus 10, so there was 4 opens from Hyde Goons, none from the other side, and Houston's Elite unfortunately needing the 3 hit down, so that ate up at half of their Town Hall 10s. Now we can see Mark DS2 and Benji in as a sub, taking away the 6 packs. Marks was a fresh. I think Benji might have been one on cleanup. We can see some bases causing some issues here. Your Crush took 3, Thedge 4, another 3 there on Running Bear, 4 on Jon Snow, 4 on Mark DS. Being the bane of their existence. So Houston Elite, let's have a look at their side. Very big hit on Mark, 95%. Fresh hit by the looks of it too. So if they had have got that, they would have taken it away. That's where the percentages have been the same. And 78% on Hyde Goon's number 2. Now let's have a look at BJ and whatever taking. Oh no, that wasn't both 6 packs, but 1 6-pack in there. They did have quite a few 6-packs. They're number 5 and 7, so Ryan taking it away. Let's have a look at some of their defends. 2 3 3 2. Nothing major. So really, in the end, what was the one with 3? And that was me in the end that had to clean that. Not had to, but I cleaned it. Came on late. And got that out of the way. That was the only base taking more than 2. So really, really awesome work from Down Under getting, if not fresh hits, getting it on the second re-hit. So that's really, really important. Let's have a look at some of the bases. We'll have a look at Mark DS, the old slapper, and see what he's got here. 9 witches, 2 healers. I expect he's probably going to offset one side. So puts 4 witches down on one side, 4 witches down on the other side. Golems up the guts. Jimmy Bob, Queen, bowlers. Was there a witch in there? No, so it must have been 5 witches on one side. So has using the healers to go through the core group, or either that or they've moved, and that's working really effective with the way those air defenses are positioned. Those healers are getting some really good coverage. So you can see that second jump coming out. Golem's just absolutely trashing it through midfield. You can see that anti-witch defense, the old giant bomb on the outside, causing one flank to fail. But the big core going through the Queen's just happy as a pig in shit. She is going nuts. Ground skeleton, the witches on the bottom absolutely going through there perfectly fine. And you can see the Queen's left another almost half a golem there. So yeah, simple slap. Even though he lost one flank, so he's analysed that really well. Knocked out that bomb tower at the start as well. So great raid there, great war. Mark DS2. Let's go and have a look now at number 6. I have got shitloads on as always on a Monday. Trying to get out some attacks and check the wars and get recaps before they're all gone. Free draw clan castle, people still using it. So let's see whether we take advantage of that. Benji using Dragon's Lightning. So the good thing with the free draw clan castle means you're going to get those, you're going to get whatever's in the CC early, and if there's no point defences whilst the Queen's shooting them, then that's fine, that's even better. But where we got a hero swap there, very common to see air defences strapped in together like that. Unfortunately, it's just made the old dragon combo a lot stronger, and depending on the way the air blowers, that's the big part on what's going to happen to your dragon raid. So old Jimmy Bob's taking his time to clean up there. Dropstone those dragons, so it must have been a hound free draw clan castle. Tisk. Where are we? Dragons smashing it. Unfortunately, Jimmy Bob has doubled back. Not the best positioning to have him running down towards the clan castle. Probably should have made sure he was running north. The Queen gets that air defense down. She goes on to a Tesla next. Any more legs in her? No, she gets drawn out by that hound. So you can see There's still one haste as well in the bag, which is pretty cool. Dragon's tracking onto that hound now as well. Those pumps will give those dragons a little bit of grief. Holds on to that haste. Doesn't really desperately need the haste. Pops it down anyway. There's about 8 loons stacked up there. Has minions for the corners. So good analysis. Probably the only thing I saw was maybe Jimmy Bob should have been running north. But absolutely smashed it. 5 dragons on the floor. Lots of loons left. Minions, archers. Great raid there, Benji. Great war, mate. Coming in from down under as a sub. And let's have a look. Where did I pencil mark next? Code. Running Bear. I think he's used a stoned Go Hobo. Let's see what's in the clan castle. Pops out some archers. Nice and slow at the start. Just gets them down. A little bit of tickling. Where's his group going? Oh, here I got him. There it is. So over the side there. Fairly wide funnel, but it's quite a small side on that base. That queen is going to give him a bit of grief. Very well done placing that early poison. A lot of people forget about that. Halving the damage incoming off that queen. Gets the second, the third golem's down. That's getting distracted by that Teslas, and unfortunately going to lose that. Now, what's good about that though is he does trick out that giant bomb, and the core is going well. So Baby, Valk, and a witch in the clan castle. Half a golem in midfield there. Jimmy Bob level 25 going for it. He's acting as a very, very good secondary tank. Those bowlers are causing absolute havoc. Queen goes in there as well. Starts on his hogs. Just a bit surgical at the start. Unlucky on that spring trap there. You wouldn't really expect it in that spot. Where are we? Queen still has her ability. Tank still going. Not tanking anything though. It's just golemites now. Jimmy's bit the dust. And you can see it's just the trail end of it now. Has one heal. So pops that down. Pops down the last of the hogs. And just hopes they go the distance. What was lucky was they came out of that heal into the wizard tower, so they were at full health going into those last couple of defences, because that cannon is giving them a bit of grief. So well done, Running Bear. Good analysis. You see those Teslas. It's a bit of a common build at the moment, and what that actually does is it drags away the golems, as it did on that raid. The golems drag around the side, and you've then lost that from your core tanking in the midfield. So great war there from Hired Goons, coming through from a 1-star and percentage for the victory versus Houston's Elite. Let's pause and go and have a look at the next war. Hey guys, welcome back to, where are we now? The Down Under versus Garden Templars. These are Barbarian King Division, usually a 2-5-13 breakdown. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a spat. Bit of drama, and it went down to 2 Town Hall 10s leaving the war, and Dash and Kaylee there taking both his accounts and going home. And what was really good to see with it, this is fair play at its core. Garden Templars didn't have to have any part of that problem, yet they came to the party and said, okay, we'll drop out 2 accounts as well, and they set it down to a 2-3-13 breakdown. I don't know what the rosters look like. I don't know whether we're playing for finals, these teams, anything like that. But that's the core benefit. First up, big up to Garden Templars. Now, unfortunately, going down in a loss, so whether that factored into it or not, 50-46. There was one Town Hall 9 left with a star on it, and the Town Hall 11s only had the 1 star on each. And this is where it changed it out, because it was a 2-3 breakdown. What do we do first and foremost? Where do we go? All those kinds of things. Now you see Dothraki hitting enemy number 2 for 99%, 1 star off a triple, and that was, it wasn't a fresh hit, it was opened by Town Hall 9, I believe, low 40%. That's why he's got the 2 stars showing up there. Griff had to go at 7, failed. And failed a hit down as well by the looks of it. So Skywalker there mapped out a really awesome hit on the opponent number 1, which meant Hunts came through with a 64% on that. So very good there. The Town Hall 9s, they were the show and the sparkle. 6 packs everywhere. Fuff, Terry, Mark, Colin, and Kylo Ren sons. Lots of those, and the base is causing a lot of grief. 5, 4, 3, 3, 4. So yeah, really, really well done for Down Under to get the win. It's good to see the benefits of fair play coming through. You can see needing a couple of hit downs there as well. Number 3 taking on hit downs. They couldn't come through with the 10v11s, so left them up for the Town Hall 11s. There was a couple of 6-packs, I believe, Cody D and Ragnar. We've got one in our clan, Ragnar. And let's have a look at defences. I think this is where it really did shine through. You see 1 or 2 hits. There was only one base that took 3 hits, Terry. I'm actually going to show that one. It was a pretty cool re-hit. And let's get straight into it. Let's have a look at this number 2, 99%. So I did have a Town Hall 9 open. The open was what he sort of needed to see. Now let's have a look here. Old Jimmy Bob down the bottom there. Couple of wizards to go behind. Now listening to the chatter afterwards, he needed those wizards for speed. He wanted the king and the queen to get in there early. You can see 2 storages. Enemy queen coming out and giving Jimmy a bit of a slap and tickle. So he goes and says, no way. What do we have in the clan there? 2 Valks in the clan castle. Baby Dragon Loon. Needed to get rid of, realistically, the Baby Dragon out of that mixture, because if you leave that on your raw Hounds and Loons, they're going to absolutely wreck it. So pops them out, gets another defences or 2, and old Queenie gets into it. Probably could have started air a little bit earlier, I think. That's maybe where he's fallen down. 10-15 valuable seconds there off the replay, and you can see coming out with the Hounds and the Loons just straight in. You want to get the Eagle defence as early as possible in this combination, and I think you'll find he's going to use the Rage to be able to make sure you're getting extra damage onto that. No, onto the Inferno. Pops that Warden ability as well, and you can see now it's just Hounds and Loons trying to get through the midfield there. It's a long dip to that last remaining Inferno and air defence, and the air defence just managed to get through. Warden coming through at the end there. That one Archer Tower has a fanny air of health left, and it is causing absolute grief. You can see minions working hard and tirelessly, and those Loons just come back in there. So you can see just DPS cleanup now, falling down. Really, really unfortunate. 99% was awesome to watch. I saw the second half of it live. Dirty Bugger went in before me, and just the one mine left. So good hit, Doth. Unlucky not to get the 3 there, mate. Let's have a look at now some Town Hall 9s. I think most of these are re-hits that I'm showing. Number 10. Now, this might have been a fresh one, but either way, Valks, healer. So is he going to go a heave-ah-ho? You can't really call it a heave-ah-ho if he's only got 2 hogs, though, surely. Raid timer is starting. What are we waiting for? There we go. Old Queenie. She goes down first. Healers are on her now. Where are the air defences? We have a look. They're all sort of central, so those are not going to give any grief to a Queen Walk. So awesome to have a look at that. Even if he Queen Walks and tries to push down in towards that bomb tower, which is what he looked like he was doing. Good Baby Dragon coverage. That's going to shoot a lot of shit up the side there at 9 o'clock. And that Queen is turned. Yes. Goes for the Clan Castle draw. Gets out one goblin. So a bit unlucky on that. That Baby Dragon's still going solid. So I wonder whether, yep, goes for another one. That's not going to be in range. So he's going to have to fight that. That'll be interesting. Oh, he got most of it. Yeah, yep. So just because I had 4 gobos to tag it out. Uses a double poison. Has to pop ability though. So it does have 2 rage in the bag though. Oh, I see what we are. This is the Govar that they sort of they use here at Down Under. So you can see the Golem going out to create that side funnel. Jimmy running out. Wall breaker fail. But the good thing with the Valks is you can use the good old ghetto wall breaker, I like to call it. And they're going to break in there. So the Valks join into that healer. The Golems run off to the side. Probably has a look at getting a heal out on those Valks, yes. And those healers are unfortunately going to run into midfield trouble with air defences and heat seekers. But CC of hogs, so level 7 hogs running through the midfield there. They are what get through in the end. The Queen also coming in to back it up. But yeah, the CC hogs wrecking it. Valks, they love to run outside in wars. And those were no different. So, well, yeah, good raid there, Fuff. That must have been a fresh hit. Let's have a look now at number 13 was the last one I was going to show. This is Mark Collin. Excuse me. What's Mark Collin gone in with here? He's gone in with a Lava Loon, I should say. Now, what's interesting here is draws and triggers a giant, a heat seeker on the left-hand side there. Pops out those Teslas, gets them early. Drops down his Royals, Jimmy Bob, Queen. Couple of hoggies there to go in for a clan castle. That's very well placed. Very ballsy attack this. Putting out just the King and Queen. Aiming to get that clan castle down with skeletons being produced is quite hard. Jimmy does just enough to get through. The Queen has to pop her ability. Luckily enough, the poison gets that witch down. Otherwise, it would have been a different story. Starts the air phase, and that Queen comes through like a boss and knocks out that air defense before she bites the dust. Has a rage skeleton spell for the Queen kill by the looks of it. Saves one hound. That's an interesting save there, because that means that's just going to be going for defences. Now all the air defences are down. That Queen is in midfield there, giving everything a bit of a how you going. But there is no defences outside that one cannon shooting those. And they make very, very quick work of that Queen. So you can see now just going through. Saves a heal for, I'm assuming, the last of the Wizard Towers and the Archer Towers there. It's quite a heavy sell. Still has half that golem, half that hound tanking though. Gets Baby Dragon down, a few minions, and yeah, uses that heal to some pretty good value. Pretty good value indeed, really, especially seeing as those side loans came in as well. Lots of storages at the end there can be a bit of a heartbreaker. But when the loons finish up there, they're good. So well done, Mark. Great war. And yeah, that's all I've got to hear. So yeah, it was awesome to see. I don't get to see all of the effects of what happens in these clans, because obviously I've got CWL going myself. But seeing the results and afterwards, again, is another one. Big up to Garden Templars, and well done down under. Hey guys, we have here the last war of the round. Aussie Woot Woot versus GUJARAT. No idea if I pronounced that right. Probably didn't. Is it an Indo team? Yeah, no, Indo, not Indonesia, India. GUJARAT. So it was a bit of a weird time. 1 a.m. in our morning, Eastern States. Pretty poor time, really. But 43 to 42, so it must have meant a 3-star, which it did. 110 v10 on the Woot Woot side. You can see some reasonable percentages on Wandick there. Obviously, all the 9s taken away there. Their number 3, it was still a max base, was taken away. I'll show the replay on that. Let's have a look at a few more of the statistics, though. We can see there was a few 6-packs to Woot Woot with 88, Swift, and Wong. Wong was getting it white. So we see those 6-packs did well. Outside of that, Woot Woot did really well with the cleanups. And the plans were there, and we had time to be able to get plans on the Town Hall 10s. So you can see Damo needing to do 1 hit down there, but we did get 3 opens on base 1, 2, and 3, all opened by the Town Hall 9s. Let's look at some of the defences. You can see 4, 4, 6. So there was 3 bases causing them a lot of grief. And that's what's resulted in the fact that they needed 4 hit downs. 4 out of their 6 Town Hall 10s were required to hit down. So very unfortunate for them there. Did they get 6-packs? Yes, they're number 8 taking away a 6-pack, and they're number 12 taking away a fresh 6-pack. What was interesting was the Town Hall 9 versus 9. Fresh hits were 6 to 6 on both sides. So the sides even there. It was just that one base taking 6 hits. I think it might have been a King Electro taking it away. So let's get into it. We'll start on this number 3. Now, what was interesting about this base was he had a murder hole. You can't see it there on the map, but it is once we start the play, sorry, it'll show up. There you go. So you can see there's that murder hole on the base there, and that's directly opposite to that clan castle. So you kind of see that and go, challenge accepted. Someone did raise the point, he's got 1,500 war stars. It's not going to be an accident. It definitely wasn't an accident. It was intentional. But what's interesting about it is it gives you, at the very least, a clan castle draw. You get a free CC draw however you want it there. So we ran 2 Town Hall 10s on that. And this is the second hit. You can see a Barbarian there to draw away that hound and that loon. And this is where the first attack failed, was there was only one archer put up the top, and then it was a bit of fiddling. And you can see now, Golem, Jimmy Bob, Queen, and a Rage chucked down. Look at the defences there. You've got 4 Teslas. There's 3 Archer Towers in the end firing. You've got Wizard Tower, Bomb Tower. The key pointers are the 2 air defences. And you can see the loons drop down just to take a little bit of splash damage off that Queen. And to get through there, the Golem's still going, just Jimmy Bob uses his Rage, gets through and gets some more defences. This got so much more than the last attack. Now that hound and loon start tracking down. Another archer or 2 could have been used up top there and would have been more beneficial if it was, because then the Queen would have came down. But you can see now the air phase is starting. That hound tracks that Queen and she's out of it. She's out of the war from there. Jimmy Bob says, nah, not interested, and he keeps running around. Missed the freeze. What was funny here as well, there was a double skeleton spell. They would drop down, but the Queen tracked after the hounds. So both skeleton spells in effect missing the enemy Queen. A couple of pups there trying to get through, and you can just see the loons just taking their sweet ass time to get in and knock out that remaining Inferno. So many loons left there. Very, very lucky in the end to get to where it was. Now you can see everything dead. There's still a Queen in midfield there. Lucky that she's in midfield and away from the outside of the edges. That hound being an absolute pain in the ass. But the loons tracking through nice. Great clump of loons on the right hand side there. Hound finally pops. But it takes a little bit to get minions down. So lucky that there was a good chunk of minions there. They got through and did the job. Few air skeleton traps which didn't get triggered until the very end, and the enemy Queen left alive. So big 3-star there. Challenge accepted on the murder hole, and a 3-star resulting. So people trying to be tricky, maybe it works for defense. I'm not too sure if it was entirely intentional, but definitely played into the factor there. Such a huge return from Golem, Heroes, and 1 Rage. Now this was Eiffel's attack on number 5. It was a pretty interesting conception. I liked it. Free draw clan castle, uses it to draw out the air affected troops. So if that was a hound, it would have been even less. Goes in with a Golem, hero, couple of wizards on his kill squad, and is aiming for the heroes, I thought, to get the 2 air defences. But if you have a look at the breakdown of it, it gets another couple of archer towers, it gets the 2 blowers, it's got a chance of getting another archer tower in there, gets rid of the enemy king, uses it with a tail of 5 dragons and full spells for air. Absolutely brilliant attack. I did watch this once already just to see which attacks to show. Pops Jimmy Bob's ability there. He starts running around nutso. The golems are almost dead. That Expo is going to give him a bit of grief. Maybe could have started his dragons a touch earlier, hoping that the Expos would go into that, but that's alright, doesn't hold off. And you can see now, has to pop the Queen ability, and she doesn't unfortunately turn into that air defense. She goes in wandering, draws a skeleton spell, actually makes it worse, but does shoot the enemy Queen, which was nice. Pops the rage, pops the heal for the dragons, and then starts his air phase. You can see one hound triggers a trap, also tanks on the Tesla farm there, and the remaining hound to go in and tank for those loons. So absolutely brilliant raid. That's a very left of centre thought process on that raid. You can see the dragon still petering along. Plenty of loons left at the end to get those storages, which was nice. There was still about 40 seconds left in the raid. So it looked like, initially at the start, the first time I watched it, looked like a slave, but definitely well placed and a great raid all round. So well done there, Mr. Eiffel Barker. Let's have a look here at Ricochet. He's gone in with a stone go boho, and this was a fresh hit. Now that mortar drawing off the golem, but wasn't too bad in the end. The golem does turn back. Unfortunately lost tanks up the top here to that cannon before that golem took tanking. So just a little bit quick off the bat there. So not a lot of damage you get taken on this golem, which is good. Draws a clan castle, dragon, and a baby dragon in the clan castle. Drops that poison down on them. Probably should have used the level 5 poison, would have been the better one. Make sure that kills the dragon then. and holding that level 3 for skeleton traps. And you can see they're following the tanks around nicely. Jimmy Bob's still on half-life. He's tanking quite well, getting those defences as well. And you can see plenty of hogs left. Jimmy is tanking like a boss. And half a dozen hogs. Queen on full health with ability. Very good plan. I know there was a lot of talking about this one on Discord. I did see bits and pieces of it. Corner hut. So great hit there, Ricochet. And I've got one more to show. Still going. Big weekend. Now, number 14. This was Master Wong. Now, she's gone in with a hero suicide followed by a lava loon. And we see from the top here, it was discussed of several options whether to use a golem and jump into the base, what that would net in value, how hard it would be, all those kinds of things. Whereas instead she's just gone one wizard at the start just to make sure the heroes funneled well. She wants to funnel the heroes towards the wizard tower and the archer tower on the side there. It's only level 22 Jimmy Bob, so he is a little bit of a beggar. Level 22, missing a couple of thousand hit points and abilities. But the Queen, she does the job. She gets in there, she gets the archer tower, she gets the wizard tower, gets the last wizard tower, no, unfortunately, but the 2 loons added were nice effect. That drew out the clan castle. That was the intention, draw out the air clan castle, bring that back to a storage and give that a, how you going? So it drops a baby dragon down, wizard to go with that, poison. And that's done well. So that's the Queen done. Suicide. That's the CC out of the way. And now she can proceed with her 3 hounds by the looks of it. They both, the first 2 hounds trigger an air heat seeker straight away, which is hard. That puts a lot of pressure on the tanks. But does have the big boy tank for the end there, which is nice. Picks up 2 skeleton traps on the way. He's going to need the big boy tank because she's going to want those pup splits. And saves that heal for the end there. Shitloads of loons left. Plenty of clean up down the bottom there. She's getting the minions out. Did miss the bottom. No, pick that up. So yeah, that, oh, look at that, hello. I missed that the first time I watched this, but yeah, corner Tesla there, but enough DPS clean up there. I think that must have been 6-ish minions left at the end there, so you can have those slow starts. You can have that 2-3 phase attack. As long as you got the clean up at the end. The defences are all dead, it's just time. So well done there, Beck. Great raid. So all round a good war. It's always nice getting a 10v10 on the board. 43 to 42. So great weekend for the Aussies. Won in CWL, and we also won all 3 levels of 3 clans in the MLCW. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and clash on.
I got hip-hop taste buds. I wanna hear that bass when I make love. Wanna hear some lyrics when I wake up. Write rhymes to get me through a breakup.